Well, we've got multiple new reports that seem to indicate that Marvel Studios is, and I quote, still committed to the Kang storyline. But could Jonathan Majors ultimately be replaced? Let's break down today's new report, what's going on, and why I think Marvel is still hedging their bets. Now, before we do that, though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently. Well, this is starting to feel like a ping pong match, guys, because this is going back and forth nearly every day. As a quick synopsis, ever since Jonathan Majors was arrested for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend, rumors have been consistently making the rounds that Marvel Studios is somehow or another going to pivot away from a Kang-focused story to another villain. But given the events that happened in Loki and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, the character is only more embedded. Some of the speculation had even more fuel added to its fire because Destin Daniel Cretton left Avengers Kang Dynasty, leading more people to wonder, myself included, if the whole Kang storyline might very well be getting clipped. Now, nobody's going to be surprised when Kevin Feige makes some changes, and we all know there's a lot going on behind the scenes. But it sounds like right now, at least according to this new report, that the overarching story will indeed still revolve around Kang. It's just whether Jonathan Majors is involved. Now, this new update comes via Daniel Richtman. And like we always like to say, not Marvel Studios or Kevin Feige, so we're taking it with a grain of salt, but he is a scooper that doesn't hide behind anonymity, and he keeps his track record pretty transparent, so that makes him a lot easier to respect. Now, according to a new report from him, the studio is indeed still committed to the Kang storyline. But he goes on to report that there is a very sizable chance that Jonathan Majors will indeed be recast. Now, if this happens, Marvel and Disney will certainly wait for the outcome of the trial. But it might not make any difference if he's found innocent or guilty. Now, obviously, if he's found guilty, they're parting ways. There's no doubt about that. But even if the actor is found innocent, it may be a case of there's already so much damage done. And given that Disney's big cheese Bob Iger is keeping a very close eye on the situation, he could unilaterally just decide that after so much negative press, it's too damaging to the Disney brand, and Feige needs to recast the actor. This was somewhat corroborated in the past week by the Hot Mic podcast Jeff Snyder, who actually said on the podcast that he also believes Kang is going to be recast and that decision might be out of Marvel's hands, meaning it's coming from Disney brass and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Now, the worst part of all these stories, guys, is we're living in speculation land. We really have no facts or details. But after this weekend's box office, the readjustments to Daredevil, and all the things going on behind the scenes at Marvel Studios, nobody can be very surprised if Kevin Feige hasn't at least started making some kind of plans to take the Kang Dynasty and the ongoing Phase 5 and Phase 6 MCU onto some kind of alternative path. The plot details for both of these Avengers movies are still completely unknown, meaning they can change anything they want and fans will never know. There's nothing built into the story as of yet. Well, minus the almost unbearable weight of trying to do a Secret Wars movie, which for many people is one of the greatest comic events ever, and dangerous ground to tread on. We have persistent rumors and several quote-unquote plot leaks that have indicated we're going to see heroes from almost every MCU franchise, as well as other superhero franchises, including the 20th Century Fox Fantastic Four and X-Men movies, and previous iterations of the Spider-Man films from Sony, having all these characters band together to take on Kang the Conqueror and his army of variants. The whole thing honestly sounds pretty wild, and I kind of wish they had steered closer to an original Secret Wars or a Secret Wars 2015 storyline. We are still hearing rumors of Battleworld, which would be great, but we really have very few details at this point, and everything could change behind the scenes because it's going to be a long time before we see their project. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those stories that flops back and forth a couple of times. We're going to try to be pretty clear and transparent about that one because we don't really know, but obviously where there's smoke, there's fire, and I truly believe there's going to be changes to the overall Kang storyline.